All right. The Apostate, Season 3, Episode 1. I fucking hate this episode. I don't like that they're bringing back IG-11. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
For some reason,
no, but they're setting up for something good. Oh no, nothing. They're setting up for nothing.
I don't like that it's Boba Fett. He's no longer a Mandalorian. He's now Din Djarin. He's not the same character. He's not not Mando. He's Din Djarin, or Djarin Din, as we would say in the anglicized.
That was stupid. Grogu.
So Djarin Din is
Grogu Din. Is that his name?
Grogu Din.
That sounds worse than Grogu Djarin.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be Din Grogu? Is that it? Is that what he's called? Din Grogu?
You are now Din Grogu.
No, I don't. Maybe he is.
It was Din Grogu?
It's stupid though, and it's not like we don't have like 8 Mandalorians who set a precedent.
I think it was Din Grogu. Yeah.
Obviously they picked what just sounded best, but.
Okay, the point is that
we're not even there yet.
I thought Din had learned to not have a prejudice against droids, not that he had just learned to like a single droid.
Oh, so he likes droids now.
But I guess he can't trust any droids except for IG-11, and so now
I need a droid I can trust.
But then, okay, so if the case is that he only learned to trust one droid, why did he wait 2 years to go back and try and resurrect that droid? If he liked that droid so much.
Well, IG-11 stuff aside, because nothing
happens in this episode. Nothing happens. I've had to watch it twice now.
I felt a little differently when it came out because they're gonna bring IG-88 back, and then he comes back. Oh, you can't bring him back. He's a bastardization of himself. You have to truly destroy him. You have to crush his head with a statue. And he says, "Now that's using your head," which is weird because Mando didn't really do stuff like that before. It's fine. He always had he had one-liners, but he didn't have stupid puns.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. IG-11 can't come back. He'll have to get over that, understand that, and trust a different droid, whatever. A lot of ways you can go with it. What you do is you set up the pirates, and they kind of mess things up because he's going to be against Bo-Katan because they seem to have an adversarial relationship in the first episode.
Right.
You have the pirates now. They're caught up in the mix. Maybe she makes a secret deal with them. Whatever. There's a lot of ways you can go, and then nothing happens.
What is Bo-Katan doing in that first episode?
She's just sitting on her chair.
Yeah, what's she been doing?
I guess she had just landed from the Star Cruiser, and she's like,
right, because her crew left her because she didn't have the Darksaber.
Right, so she's sad.
How long had that crew been with her prior to that she didn't have the Darksaber? Did they have
we don't know.
Were they like, oh, we'll stick with you, but if you don't have the Darksaber in a year,
yeah, we're done.
Or was it the fact that Din got the
So why don't they follow Din?
Why don't they follow Din? Why don't they fucking follow? Why don't they follow Din? That is such a good fucking question.
Because he took off his helmet. Even though they take off their helmet too.
They don't care about that. Why don't they care? Why don't they follow Din?
Because he has a little green. I think they suspect he's probably not the most. I think they think there's some foul play going around. He's got a kid with him.
Can somebody please tell me?
Sound off in the YouTube
Holy
comments.
Shit. That's fucking crazy. God damn. God. Oh. Okay, I'll put this.
Say your Navarro.
Oh yeah, the Navarro thing. So they changed Navarro into no longer being a high scum and villainy. Carl Weathers has brought it up. The instant I fucking saw how it looked, I was like, we are 5 years away from the announcement that Disneyland is expanding Galaxy's Edge to include Navarro. This looks so much like a Disney, like a Galaxy's Edge place. It is crazy. Maybe they'll just rebrand Galaxy's Edge as Navarro. Yeah. I don't know, but because they'll want their whole storytelling thing. But Harry Potter expanded from just Diagon Alley, or no, expanded from.
It's called
Hobbiton.
Diagonally.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
And then there's the evil, cruel version.
Which is what, straightforward?
Nocturne Alley.
That's stupid.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Starting to think those books weren't
I'm
very
starting
good.
to think J.K. Rowling doesn't have very many good ideas. So the
except for her views on, and then just bleep out whatever I say here.
So there's a lot in this season that's just like totally setting up
Sorry,
the edge.
I just like to tell out because the little stupid robot spider was briefly the ruler of Mandalore. It's just so stupid.
I mean, he owned Mandalorian armor too, so like he fulfilled all the requirements.
They
He
really
owned
are
land on Mandalore.
Yeah, he did. He had more of a claim than anyone.
Those like random stragglers they ran into on Mandalore should have been like, we follow the spider droid.
They have like 8 legs.
They have like paper mache legs.
I was gonna say, like, you know how like like you have like costumes where like the legs, you know, go back so it looks like you have 4 of them. Yeah. They have those like armor.
Holy shit, that's so good.
Oh man, this is so fucking.
So yeah, I guess I'll put it in D because nothing too bad happens, but nothing happens.
I feel like this is also the time to say that it's very obvious from this until seemingly the finale, and I think the finale was completely rewritten. Baby Yoda's not supposed to be in the show.
Oh, 1,000%.
He doesn't have anything to do plot-wise, whereas he is the plot for the first 2. It makes sense for him to be on his own and maybe have an adversarial relationship with Brother Catan. But it's just so obvious he wasn't supposed to be there. I said that from day one.
So
I have something to say when we get to the episode. I want to say something.
Mines of Mandalore.
Something does technically happen.
Something does happen, but number one,
it's completely undone within its own
this,
season.
I haven't gotten to say this on stream here, but people make fun of the expanded universe so much, and sure, there's a lot of silly stuff in it. There's the hot chocolate. There's Luke with 2 U's, Luke with 3 U's, silly stuff. Can you believe they brought back a clone of Emperor Palpatine? How silly is that?
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Thank God Disney saved the canon. And because in the old canon, Boba Fett was like always walking around being a badass and was against premarital sex. But like one of the classic things, one of the things people like bring up all the time, you know, people when you're talking to them about the expanded universe, people bring this up all the time.
At bars.
That they bring up Skippy the Jedi droid.
Who's R5.
Which is R5 in A New Hope. The red R2 unit that is selected to live with Luke Skywalker to be bought by Owen Lars. And it blows its gasket. And in a certain point of view, which is a collection of humorous side stories about which are purposefully like, oh, what if this side character was actually super important?
Silly.
Like
Wilro Hood.
The Dianoga in A New Hope, the trash monster, was actually putting Luke through a Jedi ritual. Which is like the point of the story that R5 is a force-sensitive droid that sensed that R2...
That's what Solo was, by the way.
Yeah.
It's 100% what Solo was.
So he sensed that R2 had an important mission, and so he had to like self-sacrifice. People make fun of it all the time. R5 traveling to the home planet of Mandalorians with a guy in shiny chrome Boba Fett armor, hanging out with Baby Yoda, is to like save the galaxy and retake it, is so much more ridiculous than anything in the expanded universe. It's so sick.
Mandalorian should have never changed his armor. He should have the shitty armor from episode 1.
He should have had the shitty armor the entirety of season 1, but
I think still to this day.
I mean, yeah, he should lose it at some point. Because he's way too.
Yeah, he should do a lot of good things and then lose it, and then whatever.
So point is, Mines of Mandalore. Sure, something happens, so I guess I'll put it above that.
I will say this though, it is nice that, like you said, the Mandalorian only learned to trust one droid, not all droids, and has to, he's forced to have this he's forced to have this like kind of shitty droid, and then this droid is the biggest fucking piece of shit, like scumbag liar. No, I wouldn't trust droids either if R5 was constantly selling out my home world and just being a like stupid little fucker.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
And the robot briefly controls Mandalore, and Bo-Katan is hot. And the Mythosaur... No, hold on. How can you not put this in S? The Mythosaur shows up. How can you have that awesome finale when the Mythosaur is like part of that huge, crazy sequence?
Set up. The Mythosaur is set up.
The Mythosaur is set up and it has this awesome significance. What's that? I'm told nothing happens.
Sorry, Mythosaur just wakes up a second time.
Does it?
Yeah, no, Baby Yoda senses it in the finale.
Oh my god.
But no, what's great is that Bo-Katan realizes that the Mythosaur is awakened, and now she has this secret. And so now she's among this cult, and she has this secret about it. But no, wait, hold on, wait.
No, because
she immediately tells the head of the cult.
Antagonistic relationship.
She tells the head of the cult immediately that she saw the Mythosaur.
and then the head of the
cult just believes her.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. And doesn't believe her, and you're like, oh, some tension. And then believes her minutes later,
it seems.
Seconds
later. All right. Next up, the Convert.
This is the worst piece of Star Wars ever.
First off,
I have a lot to say.
Number one, in the thumbnail, they are selling these at Galaxy's Edge by the end of the year. These glowy popsicles. Do not
stop now. Shut up. You just want Mandalorian dual flamethrower action scenes. This is actual world building. You said you wanted it to be like Andor. Well, here it is, like Andor, except that Andor was kind of like singularly focused, and it was just kind of on this character. Human beings in Andor. And he sort of had to go through all these trials and stuff, and he sort of had to work through all this like adversity, and like there were a lot of elements that like connected to larger themes in Star Wars and like political upheaval, and this is like about two people having like sitcom dialogue.
Maybe those yellow travel biscuits from the ration packs.
Gotta say though, I like the red ones.
You're crazy. Travel biscuits?
Well, what's wrong with them?
I'm just saying, if I never see another ration pack in my life, I'll die happy.
All right, well.
If I want something dry, I'll just listen to your joke.
Okay.
Have you heard anyone talk like that?
And then one is a bad guy for no reason, and it's the
what
worst.
Do you miss most about the Empire?
I didn't mean it like that.
I miss the mini golf tournaments we'd have, I miss, what I miss most about the Empire?
Total and complete annihilation of my enemy.
You know what I miss most about the Empire? That little sound of when you rub two pickles together.
Boom! He's back. Oh.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is that it doesn't mean like. Okay. Here's the, it's crazy reviewing the original season 1 and 2. Of like how much
we're in a completely different show.
How much Mando grew to see the errors of the ways of his cult, and like you could see maybe there's some parallels of Pershing getting out of his cult of the Empire to previous seasons of the Mandalorian.
You could see that if they had that.
Now, Din is all about hanging out with his cult, getting back to his cult. So and it's never painted as a bad thing.
I have so much to say about this. Reddit was I just would check Reddit every day and just and then just do lift twice my weight at the gym. I don't even know.
You'd be doing pull-ups and your knuckles would say love and hate.
Yeah. It would say con and vert. No, because I would see a lot of posts that's like, oh, no one hates Star Wars fans more than Star Wars, which is just a stupid line that people keep repeating and they don't know what it means. And everyone would say, oh, you say you want it to be like Andor, and then it is like Andor, and now you're complaining. But it's nothing like Andor. It actually couldn't be it is the furthest possible thing from Andor. Whatever. I mean, this is stupid. But the dialogue is just the worst I've seen it ever. I think it's the worst dialogue in Star Wars, period.
You want to touch it?
Are we allowed to?
Allowed? Live a little, Doc.
Trying to find.
You're trying to find where all the desks are expanding out, and
No.
it's like Cyril is one cog in this whole crazy
I
machine.
think this is.
And then in the New Republic, they use the same desk, but there's only one, and it's just so clear they only had one. And it just looks like everything's lit like a sitcom, like a fucking toothpaste commercial. And like they have this stupid dialogue. And she says something like, "What do you miss most about the Empire?" "Oh, I miss those biscuits, you know, the yellow ones." And it's like, oh, everyone's had biscuits. That's relatable. And this, "Oh no, you can't tell me you like those biscuits." Again, things that people don't talk like this. They're talking like they're in a fucking like sitcom. And she's like, someone says something like, "Oh, they're not as dry as your jokes." It's like, people don't. It just is so frustrating, and I just want to rip my fucking hair off because it's like. This isn't. Oh,
It's very
what's
funny.
happening?
I'm trying. Sorry.
Yeah, explain the scene. Explain the scene.
What I'm trying to think about is the scene where the blonde rebel is trying to meet up with the assistant to Skarsgård in the underground, and so she is like walking around the underground and like finding little symbols to direct her.
Yes.
And that scene is like so engaging to watch.
And it's so obvious they're there.
It's thrilling, it's engaging, it is really pretty, and like it really gives you a sense of the area that she's in. It's great. And then like Andor, they're on the fucking volume in a tiny little circle, and they're just like, "Oh hey, we're celebrating Mando. We're celebrating Mando Day here at Galaxy's Edge."
Skarsgård, am I right? And the alien goes,
Bars Day.
because he's not there. Yeah, is it Bars Day? It's not. It's the fucking stupidest word you've ever heard.
Tunes Day.
And
Disney's Day.
when they're on Coruscant and there's the shittiest looking CGI rock you've ever seen on Coruscant, and they're looking at it, and she's like is teasing him and is like, "Go touch it," and the droid comes and it's just straight out of the like a Hallmark rom-com, and he drops it and he gets scared and he's like, oh, like because he clearly is reacting to nothing on the volume. And she goes, she has the fakest laugh. She goes, "Ha ha ha ha, come on, let me get you another freezy pop or something," which is what we call them on Earth.
Let me buy you a photon
And
fizzle.
they walk away. They like walk 2 feet away and it cuts because they know they're gonna walk into the green screen. But it's just, I mean, I call it like This Is Us dialogue, because I don't know if you've ever seen like an episode of This Is Us or like more recent episodes of Grey's Anatomy. Not that old ones are good, but like this, they just have the same kind of dialogue where they like, I don't know, all the characters are like funny. It's like if you ever try to see two characters flirting and the show is trying to show that the flirting is going well, they all talk like this, and it's really hard to explain. But they'll make a joke and like, I'm getting way too ahead of myself, and I'm ruining my hair. I'm becoming like Charlie in Always Sunny.
Yeah.
This is the worst piece of Star Wars content.
And like, I don't
ever
like, it was, the thing is, it was so hard to tell during it, like what I was supposed to feel about people because the dialogue was so bad. Like I couldn't tell if like I was supposed to trust somebody, or if I was supposed to think I was supposed to trust somebody, or if I was supposed to think that somebody was acting weird.
There are lots of capable people who want to help. You understand what I'm saying?
Because everybody was acting weird because all the dialogue was so bad.
Yeah, you can't even tell that she's suspicious. I thought like the only way to do that in a way that's like worth your time is to show she's like a New Republic zealot. She was an Imperial and she's really gung-ho about the New Republic, so she goes too far and she fries his brain because she like really like believes in it, but she's just an Imperial spy the whole time. That's weird and stupid.
I don't know what she was she setting him up so that she could get his what lab equipment he would need?
No, she was just setting him up to fry his brain, but I don't know why they would expect her
Why would they fry his brain though?
Why does the New Republic fry people's brains?
Well, no, they have they have a thing that you can fry people's brains with, but they don't.
Like
she had to. It is.
But like, there's nothing.
Hey,
in the
I
New
don't
Republic.
care. I don't care who's in charge because I have too much money to really
Yeah.
care.
Empire, Rebels, New Republic, I can't keep track.
It is hand to God the worst Star Wars thing out there. Well, I mean, would you disagree?
I really don't like the finale. Also,
It's worse than the finale.
also the Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch I watch and I completely ask me what happened in any episode of the Bad Batch. By the way, I've seen all of them. Ask me, honestly. Ask me.
What happens?
I don't know. I don't know. I watched it and I forgot.
Okay, well here's a better question. What happens in
I
the
can tell you
film?
everything that happened in this because I hyper fixate on it. I get so mad.
All right. What happens in the Foundling?
That's a good one.
Oh my God. Okay, here's my question for those of you outside. Not those of you who go outside, just those of you not in this video. Are all of the Mandalorians dumb and stupid? Are all of the Mandalorians dumb and stupid? Because in the first episode, they I guess they didn't know that the cave they chose to live in was next to Gator Lake, giant Gator Lake, which. Okay, sure. If you didn't know that...
Hey, what did Luke Skywalker say? The world is full of dangers, Grogu. Or something something like that.
The world is full of dangers, Grogu. And the Force is within all of them. But if you connect to the Force, you can do good things.
That is even too coherent. You're making a point.
Okay. So, then after this giant gator attack, they decide to not move. Not reinforce their defenses.
They got rid of the gator.
They got rid of the gator. Yeah, they did. Okay. So then, but then in this episode, they reveal that they have regular attacks.
Yes. It is a common problem.
From a dragon. That then every time the dragon attacks and drags one of them away.
They're like, oh man, I hate it when this happens. Let's do the same thing we always do. Damn, we always run out of fuel.
I'm out of fuel. It always gets away.
They're like Matthew Broderick's character in 30 Rock. We're not in a recession.
Your ceiling is leaking. No, it's not. We looked into it. It's not.
He's using a paper clip to write out a post-it note. Would you like a pen? No, I've learned how to do it. Like, that's what they are. Because they're just constantly getting picked off by this dragon and not doing anything about it. Like, okay, they're a warrior culture, but they're not like a stupid culture. I didn't think that was like, I assume being a warrior includes like being good at being a warrior.
Not getting constantly eaten by pterodactyls.
Like, it's not like they're getting like taxed out of there or they're like losing land.
Well, these are just like these are like plot criticisms. Like sometimes you have to have something stupid happen, like just to get into the story.
Mando tripped and fell down the pool.
That's the last episode.
Everybody's this is the culmination of are the Mandalorians dumb and
They're
stupid.
so stupid.
They're so fucking stupid.
I always thought his armor was too heavy. He just sank like a stone.
Oh my god.
This perfectly. At one point, this perfectly encapsulated my theory because it's called The Foundling. And who cares if an episode is called The Foundling when Baby Yoda's already in it? But you see the episode title, The Foundling, you get really excited. Baby Yoda's coming back. And then the episode is centered around a young Mandalorian.
Paz Vizsla's son. And you realize, oh, it's a different Foundling. And then they shoehorned in Order 6016, which is so fucking stupid and ugly looking. God. It was straight out of Kenobi. And I was like, oh, it can't... my theory's wrong because Paz Vizsla's son... It can't be his son because he couldn't be a Foundling. Except for the fact that they don't have sex. I'm convinced of that. He has to be a Foundling. Paz Vizsla?
Yes.
Paz Vizsla's son?
Paz Vizsla's son is a Foundling.
That would...
We don't know that it's not, so I think I'm going to say
he just says he's my son. Okay, how about this? He says he's my son, and Mando has Baby Yoda as a foundling and is confirmed that his foundling is not his son.
But then he becomes his son.
Right. Those are two
he
separate
legally
things.
adopts him.
I'm saying those are two separate things. We know confirmed in Mandalorian culture, foundling and son are different things.
You have done the highest honor of the creed, saving a foundling.
Correct. Agree. But
So you know what the real the foundling in the episode
is you the viewer?
Are those dragon babies that they cook and eat.
My God. They? Yeah.
Well, no, they probably don't, but they also
show
never
up
come up
and
again.
then never come up again.
Never come up again.
I mean, now that this is in F, I almost don't want to put anything in. No. I'd put it in between these two. The worst thing that could have possibly happened. This is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Yeah, we do gotta add more because of how bad. Because like, I don't think anything in season 3 is better than the Gunslinger.
I do. The pirate.
I do like the pirate himself.
This is a pretty good finale. You know, it's not. It's just like this was a filler season. It ends. The season ends. They get rid of the pirates in a mediocre battle, and it's like, yeah, it's whatever. It's an episode of TV. I actually would put this all the way up in C.
It's fucking Animal Farm. Yeah, I guess I don't remember this episode very well. So
the pirates show up, and Grief Karga's like, "Oh, Mando, we need you. We'll make a deal.
We'll
give
nice.
you some land that isn't going to come up again. That you're going to use for less than 1 second. But you do fight the pirates that have been causing trouble for 20 minutes in the first episode.
Yeah, that's better than the Gunslinger.
You do have a fight. I mean, it's so funny. They're so clearly we're like set up to be the villains, and then here they are. What happened to the season? What happened in the writer's room?
Speaking of writer's room, casting room, Lizzo and Jack Black are not the worst part of this episode.
Lizzo is the worst part of this episode.
No.
Sure, he's made some mistakes in the past, but who here among us has not? Is there no room for a little bit of forgiveness in a galaxy so vast?
Lizzo's
part
so
of the
bad
episode
is the fact that we're watching a not even good episode of the Clone Wars.
And they're like, oh,
the
whatever
resistor.
it's called. Sounds like a droid bar.
Yeah.
Oh, the
resistor.
The Ugnaughts think that the next attack's gonna happen at the docks. Do they?
Why?
How? What? If they know that, why don't they tell somebody about that? Why don't you go? What? I'm gonna kick them and see which one reacts. That's your best fucking bet?
No, the best part of this episode is they go down to the Ugnaughts, and Bo-Katan is like, your work is shoddy. I don't even think she says that, but like, one of the droids is defective, and Mando is like, no, I worked with an Ugnaught named Queel, and his theme plays, and it's just so totally out of place. And you have to respect their handiwork. So he lies to them and just strokes their ego, and then they just tell him everything, and it's like, is that not a bigger insult to them? And one of the Queels is
also they ride the Disney monorail in it.
One of the Queels is fucking Bryce Dallas Howard's uncle.
Oh, that's
who's in Arrested Development, who plays the tree hugger. Clint Howard.
Yeah.
No, the worst thing is definitely Lizzo, because, like...
Okay. Oh, another thing. I was just talking to my oldest sibling, who, big Lizzo fan, hated the episode because they did her so dirty. They put her in a terrible role.
In a terrible costume.
With doing just, like, the worst takes. Like, just, like, direct her.
Yeah.
How? I did not know it would be possible to make Lizzo look uncomfortable in front of a camera. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is a huge feat.
I can't stand Lizzo. I think she's one of the most grating singers of all time. And it's just like, this would all be different. I would have a totally different opinion if she wasn't single-handedly the most popular person in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I can just picture what happened behind the scenes. I mean, I don't follow her on Twitter, but I know she tweeted some bullshit like, "Oh, Baby Yoda's so cute. I want to hang out with him." And do you want to be on the show? And like, she's like, "Yeah, I just want to hang out with Baby." And then like, OMG, so cool. I'm part of Star Wars, and it's taking picture, and everybody gets paid. Everybody stays friends, and every single celebrity gets to be involved in this like stupid fuck fest. And it's a big club, and you're not in it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You get to see all these rich people hang out with this little fucking green guy, and then it's one thing you see Jack Black and Lizzo, and you're like, oh god, here we go. And Jack Black is fine. Jack Black it fits. He's fine. He's nothing special.
It doesn't fit, but he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Jack Black like voicing a stormtrooper in The Force Awakens.
I couldn't see him as an Imperial officer or former Imperial officer now.
Former Imperial officer with possible New Republic charges of like not being the most like appropriate around. It's about.
Yeah, we don't know.
And then Lizzo talks.
Oh man.
And is just like clearly reading off a card. And is saying insane.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the episode with Christine, and she likes Lizzo, and she was like, "What the fuck is like? This is just terrible. It's a terrible performance.
It's a Super Bowl commercial.
Like it is a Super. It looks like a Super Bowl commercial. It feels like one.
It probably was
like
shot
one.
in the same time as one.
Like it, and then as we alluded to earlier, like Baby Yoda is an asshole. In this episode, he is just like a cute little guy. Doing fun, cute.
What did we say?
Things.
What did we say? What should have happened? I forgot.
That she was bribing him with food.
Exactly, and he's
that's
cheating.
Why he helped.
He's helping use the Force. But no, Baby Yoda and Lizzo are friends.
They're friends because they would be friends. No, Baby
Of course,
Yoda
one of the most profitable singers of all time gets to be friends with Baby Yoda. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't they all just hang out and be friends and just like sorry, but it's fucking bullshit. Sorry. It just is. It is. I mean, it is.
Like, yeah. Why? Her bribing Baby Yoda would like.
He's food motivated. That's.
I almost want to put this in the same tier. And then the murder mystery is so stupid. And the thing I'm so fucking tired of hearing. It's like, oh no, it was supposed to be like that.
Thank you.
It was supposed to be like, oh, it's supposed to be like
then
a shallow murder mystery.
Fucking
thing.
sucks.
Go watch a.
Then why don't you? If you can do something that bad,
watch
why
real
don't
murder
you do
mysteries.
something good?
Go watch real murder mysteries.
If you had the choice, if you chose to do bad,
they're
choose
clever.
To do good.
They're clever. They have clever things happen in them. Okay, these like murder mystery shows like Murder She Wrote or Columbo or whatever. Like they don't have nothing happen in them. They don't have nothing happen in them, but you like them because Lizzo's in them. No, like there's some kind of plot happening. You don't have Christopher Lloyd going, "Oh, Count Dooku was a visionary."
He was a saint. He was a saint.
The only good thing about the episode is that they shoot Christopher Lloyd before they make him say the words Anakin Skywalker.
No, the best thing about that is they didn't shoot him. He died. They had to add that in post. He was so fucking old. And then Lizzo goes, "Well, you were once good to my family. Now you're not. I'm disappointed." And he goes, "I hope you can forgive me." This was literally a season 1 Clone Wars episode, like to a tease. They had the script where Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka have to go to some bullshit planet called Floopy Doop, and then the episode plays out exactly as is.
And then there's the tacked on thing where,
oh my god,
because of a technicality,
she defeated the enemy that defeated me. Would this blade then not belong to her?
Oh, no. It doesn't work that way.
Bo-Katan has the Darksaber, and so she can appeal to her people. It's revealed that the thing we saw was the thing we saw, and that technically she does have the Darksaber, and all of her zealot fans, her zealot followers, who left her because she hadn't won the Darksaber in battle go, okay, well, if you beat a spider guy that technically was our leader for a couple hours.
Wait, what do you mean there's a spider guy? Who's the leader of Mandalore? Let us go!
Let's go find that guy.
And then they all just like...
Tell me a single thing about any Mandalorian that's not Bo-Katan or Din.
Tell me a single thing about Din that's from season 3.
He's a big fan of his cult.
He is a totally different character.
He loves his cult.
He wasn't caught between the two groups. He didn't have to make any decisions. He did nothing. He just sat with Bo-Katan drove the car and he went like this.
He twiddled his fucking thumbs.
So, do you like magic?
There's a scene in the finale or so where he's like, I don't follow you for your Darksaber, I follow you because like you have honor and all that. And it's like
loyalty.
Where did he see that she has honor? What decisions did Bo-Katan have to make in this series?
I'd follow Bo-Katan. He's a piece of ass. I'd tell you, he's got getting on her and staying on her. She honored his offer and all night long. He was honoring off. Bo-Katan, you're a piece of ass. I want to have
spies.
The spies. No spies.
No spies.
No spies in the episode. And there's a Reddit post that's been making the rounds about how it's about Jewish history. And I agree that it's weird that they're retaking the homeland, but that's not what happened. It's not why it's called that. That it seems like it's a mistake.
I think it's rewrites. I 100% think there's a lot of rewriting going on.
I'm so interested in seeing what the original plan for season 3 had to have been good, because look at our tier list. I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
I think the original plan may have been good, but I don't think the original plan changed. I think they just didn't didn't put enough time into writing.
I mean, that could be the only way to make
like there's a version where this season
every
is good.
Single thing about it.
No, I think there's a version of this season where it's good.
To me, the fundamental difference is like Bo-Katan and Din Djarin are just buddies, and I don't hate their dynamic. I actually quite like their dynamic, but it's just
the fundamental difference is that Bo-Katan, Din Djarin, and the Armorer are all buddies the entire time.
I mean, it's just so clear that they should have had some. And then they could still unite, like, at the end, and whatever the fuck, but...
I don't know. Season 4 sucked.
This was so bad.
Spies, I guess nothing really happens
No, Spies, a lot happens. I think this is the best one of the season.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's right up there with the Pirate, and that it still sucks. But it's the best of the season. Paz Vizsla sacrifices himself and something happens. They all go to Mandalore together and it's whatever. Moff Gideon shows up and it's crazy because you're like, oh my god, somebody's acting competently. No, this is definitely this is definitely the best one. I think I'd move the Pirate down and move the Spies up.
It's really hard for me to judge this episode as a standalone because everything it's setting up is bad.
Something happens. Paz Vizsla dies.
Did that happen though? Tell me one thing that confirms that Paz Vizsla died. Tell me anything that confirmed he died.
I was gonna say, because he's not in the baptism scene, but he is. Some guy's wearing his armor in the back because they didn't have enough costumes to go around. There's a budget cut, so I can't say that. No, I mean, at least this is like everyone was like, oh yeah, now we're back on track, and then whoop, went right off the rails again. As I always said, one just minor thing you can do to make this season better. Hold on, 2 things to say. Have the Moff Gideon scene at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And have him say like, oh, Moff Gideon's escaped from jail, done. And you have him as a looming threat. And so when all these like lighthearted adventures are happening, there's this ticking clock element because he's doing the dumbest thing of all time that you don't know yet. I want to move this one the convert even lower, because remember how it ends when he's like, wait a minute, I'm at Moff Gideon's ship.
It's a fragment
There's
of Beskar alloy.
planted here.
Are you saying that Moff Gideon was taken by Mandalorians?
And then that never... I mean, I guess the idea is that
Oh my god.
he had Beskar armored troops rescue him, but they weren't ready because he said you killed them before they could breathe their first life.
No, the stormtroopers also had Beskar armor.
Is that what happened? Did they say that? Did that happen? Did bullets bounce off of them? I'm not saying that like they didn't.
No, they
I
did.
don't remember.
They mentioned, I think there's a line about them being Beskar armor troopers.
Sure.
So he is rescued by Beskar armor troopers, but there's nothing. Yeah.
But that's set up like it's foreshadowing. Like, oh my gosh, like either Mandalorians, there are Imperial Mandalorians, which is worth explaining, or Mandalorians are being framed towards the New Republic.
Right.
So him finding out that information does nothing. It was a complete waste, and it's just for the audience, and the audience doesn't give a shit because it doesn't come up again. That might be at the end of the Pirate. Now that I say that out loud. Not at the end of the Convert.
You're right, yeah, it is. Yeah, because in Pirate is where they talk about, because it's got the guy from Kim's Convenience Store or whatever.
Yes.
It's got the Zeb.
And
right?
yes. And he's so bad. Why do they keep giving him?
I don't know.
He does not fit in that role at all.
No,
I mean,
no,
obviously
no.
he was supposed to play a different guy in Rangers.
Yeah.
I think we
That
watched
is
the season
such
of Rangers.
That is such a clear, like, supposed to be Cara Dune role.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, both the robot.
I mean, it's been said a million times, but the biggest bag fumbled ever for nothing. That is the most embarrassing
She did
thing
get
to
her hair
happen to
sniffed in
anybody.
the Hunter Biden movie.
That's some highlight of your career.
Why was this awesome though?
This episode?
No, Cara Dune's Fall from Grace. By the way, the actress's name is what? Gina Carano?
Gina Carano.
Sorry, I'm thinking her Star Wars bullshit name. Because Cara Dune was where? I mean, star of a Disney Plus show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, movie star. She's in one of the Deadpools. She was here, you know? It's almost as good as you can get. Where is she now? Where am I? You know? We're getting there. We're getting there. All I need is a chip and a chair.
Point is,
That's defamation per se.
I would put the finale to the show.
Should we discuss it? Should we say anything about it?
I just want to. Yeah, I think the craziest thing about it was
that nothing happened.
Was you pointed out Moff Gideon's line? Although I guess that's in the penultimate one.
These are third-generation design. They are no longer suits. The human inside was the final weakness to be solved. They're droids.
Created the next generation Dark Trooper suit. And the most impressive improvement is that it has me in it.
The best thing, the most improvement now is that
The only thing that the Dark Troopers were missing was me inside of it. And it's like, oh, shit, were you fucking the Dark Trooper? Did you fuck a Dark Trooper? Like, that is like the biggest character assassination I've ever seen. Like, it is.
No, the biggest character assassination I've ever seen is in the same episode when he gets a super Boba Fett suit that makes him invincible and gives him super strength and missiles and a jetpack, and then he gets crushed under the weight of a fucking Imperial Star Destroyer and explodes. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. The whole thing.
No, I know. This was a guy who like was clever and crafty and like he outsmarted his enemies like many times. He always kind of proved he was one step ahead.
Could you imagine if Thrawn gets Darth Vader armor?
I assure you he already has it. I assure you he's coming back.
God.
He is force sensitive and he has a double-sided lightsaber and it's black. Oh my god, he's going to come back with a dark saber.
He's going to come back with the little rat creatures from the Heir to the Empire trilogy that negate force powers.
Yeah, duh.
Absolutely. That was his big thing, so I think that's what it's going to be.
Is he going to have more Nogri? Are we going to see live-action Nogri? Who just looks so... They just look
so silly. Yeah, finale fucking is the worst thing I've ever seen. So
It's so funny how our tier list was like kind of like how you want a tier list to look, like top heavy. You know, you're gonna have some. Now it's just. Zoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is worse than that. This. I mean, we're splitting hairs. It's all just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that the same show? How did they?
Crazy.
How did that happen? Don't you think that Disney would want people to stay in? Did they just say 2 seasons and we move on to greener pastures? You know,
I mean, I think it's the same thing I said before about like it's like the same thing that happened to The Flash, where the first season's based on a full movie script, so they have places to jump off from that, and then after that they just lose the plot entirely because they don't have like a cohesive idea for everything. So it's just kind of like ambling about.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly didn't have an end goal for this season. Not even to the point of like putting people where Ahsoka needs to start, which I don't know what that would have been, but maybe they did. Maybe Ahsoka's. I have no hope for future Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Andor, which is just it's not even the same.
And then we added S.
Breath.
We added S+, and we put all of Andor in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the worst episode of Andor is leagues better than the best episode of The Mandalorian. So, I mean, they are doing totally different things.
But I remember the thing I've said about Andor, and the thing I'll always say about Andor, is that it makes The Mandalorian look like fan fiction. It's crazy. It's so, you know.
Let's see how they fuck up Andor season 2.
Diego Luna comes out posting, you know, anti-vaccine stuff on Instagram.
Oh, man.
And they replace him with the guy from Kim's Convenience.
Oh, no!
We see his rise.
Oh, my God.
They just put him in the role that Andor had.
Oh, my God.
That'd be incredible.
They de-age him.
Holy shit. Well, we did it.